The first time Heidi and I met, we were at a friend's party during Christmas time. She was back from college, and she actually approached me and kind of broke the ice in a way.
And I came home and I heard that he got worms from like eating salmon like just straight out of the river. And so I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, I heard you have worms. Is there any way that you could give some to me?"
We got to talking, danced that whole night, and then she went back to college soon after and kind of pursued her, kept talking to her, and we've been together ever since.
He's just such a genuine person. He makes everyone feel comfortable and tries to make everyone feel included, and he's so genuine in that. And he makes me want to be better and make other people feel good and genuinely try to do good for other people.
The way I found out Heidi was the one, she just made me a better person, you know? She makes me laugh. We do a lot of activities together. She's super special to me because she made me, think differently and become a better human being. And that's, I think, important in going through life. Is it's not all about you, it's about why you're with someone and what you guys do together.
I'd like you to present your leis to one another. The lei is the Hawaiian symbol of love and aloha, so the custom of giving and receiving leis at weddings began in the days of old Hawaii and symbolize your commitment to each other. So now, with loving aloha, please give your lei with a smile and a kiss on the cheek. There we go, perfect. There we go. Now we can begin. Okay. And so we begin. Marriage is an act of faith and a personal commitment, as well as a moral and physical union between two parties. Marriage has been described as the best and the most important relationship that can exist between two human beings. The construction of your love and trust into a single growing energy of spiritual life. It's a moral commitment that requires and deserves daily attention. Marriage should be a lifelong consecration to the ideal of loving kindness and backed with the will to make it last. A marriage brings two individuals into a unique relationship with one another, one which grows and develops as each continues to experience both himself and others. Mature love is union under the condition of preserving one's integrity. Such love allows us to overcome our sense of isolation and separateness, and yet permits us to retain our identity as persons. In love, the paradox occurs that two people become one, and yet remain two. So today, we are gathered here to join this man and this woman in marriage, an estate instituted in love, occasioned by joy, and honored and renewed by each man and woman who pledge themselves to one another. It is therefore not by any to be entered into lightly, but with discretion and reverence for its responsibility, as well as with praise and delight for its inexpressible gifts. So let us pray. Today we ask for Troy and Heidi a full life, a life rich in meaning and purpose, in caring and in joy. We ask not that they be happy ever after, although we hope they will feel happy often. We ask what is perhaps a more realistic goal, though by no means a simple one, that they may continually strive to do and be what their inner voices urge them on to attain. Not a static contentment with each other and with their world, but an ongoing process of exploring the fullness of their own and each other's personality, of helping and being helped by others. But let us not ask for them that which we would not want for ourselves. Let's join with them and play with them and work with them through many more years of friendship and of love. Bless, O Lord, this wedding, these people, and this day. Amen.
Amen.
So Troy and Heidi, I want to remind you that happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, it's the little things that are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It's never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship shouldn't end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It's having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It's standing together facing the world. It's forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It's doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It's speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It's not looking for perfection in each other. It's cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It's having the capacity to forgive and forget. It's giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It's finding room for things of the spirit. It's a common search for the good and the beautiful. It's establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, the dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It's not only marrying the right partner, it's being the right partner. And your marriage will be firm and lasting if you remember these things. So I want you to put your flower here. Yeah. There we go. It'll be pretty. And I have some questions for you now. So I ask you now, Heidi, will you have Troy as your husband and your friend, showing pride with both? Will you continue to love him when you're together and when you are apart? Will you stand beside him through life's good times and bad, through sickness and health? Will you show him compassion when he is sad and joy when he is happy? Will you encourage and support all his endeavors? Will you give him honesty and sincerity? And will you accept and love his family as your own?
I will.
Lucky man. And you, Troy, will you have Heidi as your wife and your friend, showing pride with both? Will you continue to love her when you're together and when you are apart? Will you stand beside her through life's good times and bad, through sickness and health? Will you show her compassion when she is sad and joy when she is happy? Will you encourage and support all her endeavors? Will you give her honesty and sincerity? And will you accept and love her family as your own?
I will.
May I have your rings, please? Deep pocket.
Somewhere down there.
Okay. So the circle of the ring is as love freely given. It has no beginning and it has no end. May these rings be blessed as a symbol of this affectionate unity, for your two lives are now joined in one unbroken circle. Wherever you go, may you always return to one another in your togetherness. May you find in each other the love for which all men and women yearn. May you grow in understanding and in compassion. And may the home which you establish together be a place of sanctuary where many friends abound. And may these rings on your fingers symbolize the touch of the spirit of love in your hearts. So looking at your beautiful bride, I want you to repeat after me and then place the ring on her finger. I, Troy, ask you, Heidi,
I, Troy, ask you, Heidi,
to be my partner,
to be my partner,
my lover,
my
friend,
and
my wife.
my wife.
I announce and declare my intention
I announce and declare my intention
to give you my deepest
to give you my deepest
friendship and love,
friendship and love.
not only when your moments are high,
Not only when your moments are high,
but when they are low.
but when they are low.
Not only when you remember
Not only when you remember
clearly who you are,
clearly who you are,
but when you forget.
but when you forget.
Not only when you're acting with love,
Not only when you're acting with love,
but when you are not.
but when you are not.
I further announce
I further announce
before those here present
before those here present
that it is my intention
that it is my intention
to be with you forever,
to be with you forever,
sharing all that is good within us,
sharing all that is good
within
within
us,
us,
with all those
with all
whose
those
lives we touch.
whose lives we touch.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my promises.
as a symbol of my promises.
Heidi, now it's your turn. Hold on to this. Looking at your handsome husband, please repeat after me and then place the ring on his finger. I, Heidi,
I, Heidi,
ask you, Troy,
ask you, Troy,
to be my partner,
to be my partner,
my lover,
my
friend,
friend,
and my husband.
my husband.
I announce and declare my intention
I announce and declare my intention
to give you my deepest
to give you my deepest
friendship and love,
friendship and love.
not only when your moments are high,
Not only when your moments are high,
but when they are low. Not only when you remember
not only when you remember
clearly who you are,
clearly who you are,
but when you forget.
but when you forget.
Not only when you're acting with love,
Not only when you're acting with love,
but when you are not.
but when you are not.
I further announce
I further announce
before those here present
before those here present
that it is my intention
that it is my
to
intention
be with you forever,
to be with you forever,
sharing all that is good within us,
sharing all that is good within us,
with all those
with all those
whose lives we touch.
whose lives we touch.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my promises.
as a symbol of my promises.
Well done.
Yay!
Hold on to each other. So I ask you now to pause and reflect. Do you need a tissue? I have one.
That's good.
You have some of my hair.
Oh. What?
It's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. No, it's on your lip. Sorry.
What is it?
It's some of my mustache hair.
What?
Yeah, from shaving.
Is it gone?
Yeah, you got it.
So I ask you now to pause and reflect upon the vows that you've pledged to each other. But perhaps more importantly, reflect upon the promises that you've made to each other in private that have brought you to this place and this commitment here today. And let me remind you that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous, nor boastful, nor arrogant, nor rude. Love does not insist on its own way, but rather in the right. For love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures and understands all things. For marriage is the joining of two people, the union of two hearts. It lives on the love you give each other and never grows old, but thrives on the joy of each new day, for marriage is love. May you always be blessed in your hearts with the wonder of this special day. May you always be able to talk things over, to confide in each other, to laugh with each other, to enjoy life together, and then share moments of quiet and peace when your day is done. May you be blessed with a lifetime of happiness. So this day, two people have sworn before all who are gathered here an oath of utmost significance. A pledge was made to take one another in wedlock. Let's all ask, please, that strength be granted to this pair, that they may travel their way fearing not the ominous. Give them courage that they may pursue their quest in peace, and faith that they may walk across the land and feel the life in the earth. To this man and this woman who today have become joined as husband and wife, may they have richness in their home, and the wisdom to know richness of spirit from richness of coin. Let her see glory on the face of her husband, who shall not know surrender, and let him know that no light shines like that from the eyes of one good woman. We hope that in daytime they go forth adventuresome to seek out the answers to the mysteries of life, and that in nighttime they lay warm in flaming union and know comfort and harmony and tranquility. So I'd like to share in Hawaiian the verse which reads, Ikolo mea nui ma kahunua, o kamanao io, kamana o lana, a me ke aloha. Ke aloha ka I o ai wamakai na mea apau. And that means of the three most important things in the world, faith, hope, and love. Love is best, and everything is blessed therein. So today we're here to celebrate how out of this whole world, these two souls have found each other. Their destiny shall now be woven into one design, and their perils and their joys shall not be known apart. Troy and Heidi, may your home be a place of happiness for all who enter it, a place where the old and the young are renewed in each other's company, a place for growing and a place for sharing, a place for music and a place for laughter, a place for prayer and a place for love. May those who are nearest to you be constantly enriched by the beauty and the bounty of your love for one another. May your work be a joy of your life that serves the world, and may your days be good and long upon the earth. So inasmuch as Heidi and Troy have consented together in marriage before this company, having pledged their faith and declared their unity, I now pronounce they are husband and wife. Let all others honor them in the threshold of their house, and may they find here the good beginning for the spending of many years together. It's time to kiss your bride.
That you did to why,
So ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure I introduce you to the newlyweds, Heidi and Troy Hall.
Woo! Wish upon a star, wake up with the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I
love you so much, Troy, and I'm so thankful to have you in my life. And you are such a good man, and my dad loves you so much. And I'm just so thankful for you and all of this love and support you've given me, and for making me laugh every day. And thank you for being open to doing a wedding in Hawaii without all of our friends and everything. I love you so much, and I am so excited to live our lives together and be married. Love you.
I love you to the moon and back. I've loved you since day one, and I'm going to keep loving you to the end. We're going to make beautiful babies together and have a ton of dogs, hopefully. Maybe a lizard, a turtle, a couple snakes, because I know you're into that. Can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together.